Understanding what it means to study. Studying involves more than just reading or memorizing information. It's an active process of engaging with the material to understand, interpret, and apply it. Effective studying means integrating new knowledge into what you already know, making connections, and being able to recall and use the information when needed. When studying, you're acquiring knowledge by devoting time and attention to learning about a subject matter through reading, investigation, or reflection. Whether in a classroom, which is formal, or self-directed, which is informal, studying helps us gain a mental or physical grasp of a topic. An application involves using the newly acquired knowledge alongside existing skills and understanding. Outlining the processes involved in learning. Studying is an activity within the wider scheme of learning. Learning is a multi-step process that involves the following stages. Acquisition. This is the initial stage where you encounter new information or experiences, such as reading a word, listening to an explanation, or trying a new method. Encoding. In this stage, the information is processed and stored in your memory. Effective encoding involves making meaningful associations. Pay attention to the material. Coordination and storage. Connect new information with what you already know and maintain the information over time. Repetition and reinforcement help in consolidating the memory. Retrieval and application. This is the ability to access and use the information when needed. Practice tests and active recall can improve retrieval. Application involves accessing and applying what you've learned, for example, fixing a running toilet or using a new route to work. Differentiating between memory and learning. Memory refers to the process of storing and retrieving information over time. It is the ability to remember past experiences, knowledge, and skills. While learning is a relatively permanent change in behavior or knowledge due to experience, study, or being taught. It involves acquiring new information or skills and integrating them into your existing knowledge base. Learning is the process, and memory is one of the mechanisms through which learning occurs. This definition of learning is not fixed and remains a vibrant discussion among educators. So, for the purpose of this video, we will consider learning as a construct, since learning doesn't always result in an immediate change in behavior. Sometimes it's gradual and may not be immediately observable. For example, learning a new language involves acquiring vocabulary and grammar rules, but fluency may take time to manifest. Memory can occur instantly, such as remembering a phone number, or over time, such as recalling historical facts. Memory is evident when you retrieve information, such as solving a math problem or reciting a poem. Learning focuses on understanding concepts deeply, connecting ideas, and applying knowledge. It's about grasping the why behind information. Memorizing involves rote repetition without necessarily understanding the underlying principles. It's more about the what than the why. 5 tips or strategies to learn difficult concepts. Let's start with the basics. Just like building a skyscraper requires a sturdy foundation, understanding complex ideas begins with breaking them down into fundamental components. Break down complex information into smaller, manageable units or chunks. This makes it easier to process and remember. For instance, in mathematics, start by mastering basic concepts such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, before moving on to solving equations, manipulating variables, and working with algebraic expressions or more complex concepts such as balancing equations, finding unknown quantities, and modeling real-world situations like linear equations. In biology, cells are the basic units of life which contain various organelles, such as the nucleus, mitochondria, and endoplasmic reticulum, each with specific functions. Cells of similar types come together to form tissues, like muscle tissue or epithelial tissue. Various tissues form organs, and multiple organs form complex organ systems. Likewise, in accounting, you start with simple concepts, such as assets and liabilities, before writing complex financial statements, the income statement, cash flow statement, and balance sheet. Next, utilize visual tools, such as graphs, diagrams, charts, and objects. These aids transform abstract theories into tangible, easy-to-understand concepts. In essence, visual representations help in creating mind maps which organize thoughts, see relationships between concepts, and recall details. For example, when studying cellular biology, Visualize cellular processes through diagrams to grasp connections between organelles and molecules. Moving on to active learning, engage directly with the material. Participate in activities, experiments, or educational games related to the concept. Active learning reinforces theoretical knowledge and helps you internalize complex ideas. Engage with the material through discussions, teaching others, or applying concepts to real-world scenarios. Regularly test yourself on the material. Practice questions, flashcards, and quizzes help in identifying gaps in knowledge and improving retrieval skills. Active learning promotes deeper understanding and retention. Using analogies and metaphors is another powerful tool. Compare the complex concept to something familiar. Analogies and metaphors help bridge the gap between the abstract and the concrete. For instance, understanding quantum mechanics can be easier if you think of electrons as tiny planets orbiting a nucleus like planets around the sun. Lastly, teach someone else. Teaching reinforces your own understanding. Explain the concept to a friend, family member, or even an imaginary student. Simplifying it for someone else forces you to organize your thoughts and identify key points. Revisit the material at intervals to reinforce learning and improve long-term retention. The most brilliant kids in schools are the ones who go home and teach their parents, their pet, the plants around the house, and the stuffed animals inside their rooms. Spread out your study sessions over time, and remember, persistence and consistent practice are key to mastering difficult concepts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, happy studying.